Fizz and jkzyder versus Dobrein and QS. Now, I was talking about Dobrein kind of having this return to form, and what do you think about this Zol pick?
It's interesting. Previous to Spring Championship, Zol may have been basically 2017 Ulgrim status, right? There was a time where Ulgrim was laughed at as like, if you pick this character, there's no chance that you're going to. It's not tournament viable. Same thing with Zol.
Right.
And then Sandstorm says, you know what, Canon has potential that's not being seen. I'm going to prove it, and wins the entire 1v1 tournament with it. And since then, we've been seeing more representation. I'm wondering if that had any influence over Dobrein picking the Zol pick, although he has a very different flavor of Zol. Sandstorm played almost no Axe, and Dobrein seems to favor the Axe. And Dobrein has a history of doing very well with Axe Legends throughout 2v2s, with the exception of his Fate that he brought out earlier in the year. So I find it interesting. I think that it's obviously been having some success. He's so far in, and we saw Fizz hovering over the Zol for a little bit, but going over to the Mordex. The Mordex Ragnar, something I'm much more comfortable with seeing just as a team combo, no matter who's playing it in EU.
Yeah, and I mean, it's such a strong duo at that, because you have just 4 weapons that are incredibly threatening off stage.
And Ragnar's signature kit works very well in a 2v2 environment.
Oh, yeah.
With the fact that you can catch multiple people in the neutral sig, and it's not necessarily, you can't really clash with the flames. You just fall into them. Works incredibly well.
And especially that notion of like, the flames only ever hit up in the air. They don't hit you if you're standing on the ground. So you can kind of, I'll cover the high road, you cover the low road, mix with your teammate.
Stage striking occurs. What's going to be left open? Twilight Grove, Small Brawlhalla, and Shipwreck immediately eliminated. It looks like Blackguard Keep was the selection.
Okay, I mean, this is a very horizontally oriented map, so those incredible offstage weapons aren't going to have as much cutting power, if you will, just because you've got those floating platforms on either side that you can also recover and reset your jumps with. Dobrein trying to find a weapon. He's the only one left unarmed. Finds it up off the top.
Blackguard Keep going to enable either team, if they so choose, to have their
my gosh!
Fizz off the side of the map. Oh, Dobrein using the Saris to travel back to safety.
I gotta tell you, if this had been any other map pick, that would have been disaster. jkzyder just finding all of Dobrein's dodges. He knows exactly where he's going, hits with those Qatar recoveries, and that's why Dobrein is deep in the red.
Neutral light comes out. Nice little neutral light from Dobrein being able to connect. Put it 2 neutral lights in a row. Goes for the side air, using the cannon to propel him forward, send his opponent flying. Fizz looking for the neutral sig on Gauntlets and doesn't able to connect with it. And Dobrein going for the recovery. Doesn't connect, doesn't get punished. Neutral sig charged in the air just to be able to reposition. And QS with sword.
Oh, there's that flame breath you were talking about. Clearing out Dobrein. That's the first stock going the way of the red team. jkzyder and Fizz with a tenuous lead.
Oh, the neutral sig catching Fizz out of the air, clawing with the bear trap and sending him flying. Dobrein manages to take that stock out of nowhere and even things up very quickly.
I mean, that's the beauty. Even though Dobrein took so much damage early on, he only needs a couple hits to kind of bring that back. Oh, all right. Never mind that. He actually needs to avoid damage so much.
QS managing to find the recovery on Dobrein as he was flying off to the left of the map, stopping the trajectory that he was going at. But Fizz with the finisher on QS, and then the double KO turns around, gives Dobrein the same treatment.
I mean, it's the part 2. It's the sequel. You wanted more ice. He had tons left in the freezer. Now, this is going to be a tall order. It's 5 stocks to 3. jkzyder has just been sitting pretty, scoring tons of damage, and still on his first stock.
First stock, indeed. Yeah, first stock, and not, finally loses that stock. Fizz took a little bit more damage, and Dobrein's keeping Fizz off the right side, but Blackguard Keep offers that unique area to retreat to. It's almost like a safe zone where like blue team or red team could claim the left or the right side, and, it's risky to chase the people off, especially if it's a Mordex with Scythe, Nair, down air, whatever you want, active input, they can send you to your death way earlier than you would like. Dobrein respecting that clearly, avoids the side signature and tries to fall to down air, but Fizz gets the recovery and the perfect angle for Fizz, but Dobrein just barely manages to avoid that ground pound coming from Fizz, and QS with the neutral light ends up getting a little bit of friendly fire. So much happening off the left side, and Fizz is still alive. Ground pound from QS isn't necessary.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe he just fell there. I mean, that tied up the stocks. They still have a slight damage lead.
Team
but
combo.
if they keep getting these back and forth...
Neutral lights, and the neutral signature from QS finishes off jkzyder. jkzyder was a whole stock ahead, but then Fizz with the return on the down signature sends him flying off the side of the map. All stocks dead, even in Dobrein the most damaged. It is Zol, but he's incredibly strong, not necessarily the most tanky. Man, the side stick's trying to clip him on the way back up.
I know Dobrein like absolutely loves ping pong, but I didn't expect to see. Oh no!
The platform betrayed him. Rising on the way up just to be able to catch a little bit of the snow from Mordek's side signature on Scythe, and now QS in the 1v2. And we were talking about this
elevator climbing. Are you getting off this floor? Absolutely, courtesy of Fizz. That Scythe downlight covers so much range.
And using it just like he used the side stick to finish off Dobrein, way to the platform to the perfect height. Didn't let QS have a breath of fresh air.
With the dodge re-2.
And
again, double anti-air. Where do you go?
Ice and Fire taking out QS's last stock, looking very confidently in favor of jkzyder. And it was miraculous that the blue team actually made it as even as they did with how much of a stock lead jkzyder had at the beginning of that match.
Yeah.
But the exchange that occurred over on the left platform of Blackguard Keep, and then also very impressive was jkzyder's usage of the Scythe to punish both Dobrein and QS, almost feeling too safe on the platforms as they were rising up, hitting them at a point where they just barely were able to get hit by either a side signature or a downlight on Scythe.
Yeah, you just peek right over that corner and ready every single time.
Game number 2 is underway, and no legend swaps have come out. Fizz with Mordex, Ragnar and jkzyder, Small Brawlhalla.
Oh.
This
Okay.
is, when you think of a high force legend like Zol, this is the map that you're thinking they want them to be here, right? You get 3 hits. As long as you get those 3 hits, it leads into a neutral signature, they're done.
I mean, absolutely. He's got the highest strength in the game, just hits like a truck. But he keeps getting hit by Fizz and jkzyder. They're just bouncing him around. I mean, Dobrein QS had some of those ping pong combos between each other last game.
The down sig already does it? Less than 20 seconds, and the down stick right as Dobrein was in the right amount of orange of damage to be able to take to get sent flying.
I think that was even sooner than he lost his first stock in the previous game. It's really just been Dobrein going down first. That seems to be the target between Fizz and jkzyder to start these 2v1s rolling.
Ooh, 2 recoveries from jkzyder trying to catch Dobrein dodging upwards. Doesn't manage to find, but doesn't get punished either. Down air from jkzyder connects with Dobrein, and Dobrein
here we go.
Dashing back to get the team combo. QS find the neutral stick both on Zyder and Fizz. Fizz just barely clipping the edge of Small Brawlhalla with his side air, traveling forward with the fist, the gauntlets propelling him to safety.
Oh no!
Dobrein with the gravity
Friendly fire. Didn't get the KO, but they're in such a terrible position.
Weapon toss. It connects with Fizz, and then Dobrein gets the recovery on the way back up.
Are they getting the double?
Up. Dobrein miraculously surviving and maybe turning around to Fizz.
The delayed double. It's 6 stocks to 3. Such a commanding commanding lead for Fizz and jkzyder. I mean, they've really just been running away with it. There's the first one gone there, courtesy of QS. But is it too little, too late?
Dobrein's already taken a ton of damage, and that's even more on his last stock, trying to get his way back to the stage. Recovery doesn't connect to the downlight, sends Dobrein flying to his death. There's no way he can make it back. Gravity cancel, neutral stick maybe to get the distance, but it's just not enough. QS down air, and Fizz and jkzyder with the team combos on QS goes to the side signature. They're just stacking on top of each other, trying to find anything that they can. The downlight doesn't even send off stage because he sends him into the stage for the recovery, and I didn't even realize QS has another stock to go for. 5-1. The hardest mountain to climb.
All right, I gotta tell you, it's not looking great for Dobrein and QS here. But if QS manages to do this, he will be the best legend in the game.
jkzyder puts on a great, take a little bit of a break after that 3-piece axe string. Neutralite sends Fizz flying, but that's a shutdown. There's a shutdown on the first stock.
Finally, all right. Yeah, that's right. Don't let him drink the whole can. You gotta make him reseal it. Oh my gosh, that was such a fast and furious 2-0.
81 damage from Zol. Is that two
Oh
moves?
no.
Is that 2 moves?
How is that?
That's double digits.
Wow, they totally just shut Dobrein down.
Yeah.
So jkzyder and Fizz going to be moving on.